Hello, 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 everyone. It's Christine Trainor. How's everyone doing today? You know where I am. I'm New Westminster, British Columbia, here in Canada. Enjoying my another good workout today. I think it's a little after 11 in the p.m. In the a.m. It's still morning time here in New West, and it's August 20th, day 261 of my everyday journey. Beautiful view, right? Welcome. So glad to see you here today. Welcome. So, what do I want to talk about today as I'm exercising, getting my exercise on today, getting a good workout going? Well, it's something that I learned many times in my life. And I wanted to talk about it today because it sort of made me think, made me do a lot of thinking, guys. And here it is because it's a quote that I've actually, my own little quote, and it's what I want to say today. The road of life is fraught with many cracks and bumps, so don't be discouraged when mistakes and failures happen. They're only lessons learned to help us become more successful in our true life journey. Exactly, right? True, right? Many, many, many times we have had too many bumps in the road, right? And as we continue on in our life's journey, down our life's path, our life's journey, our road, everyday journey, we're going to encounter a lot of mistakes. We're going to encounter making mistakes. We're going to encounter a lot of failures in our life. I say don't be discouraged. They're only lessons we learn from these mistakes to make ourselves become more successful because we learn from them. We gain knowledge. We learn skills and understanding why these things happen. And we move on further in our life and understanding and become more successful in a true life's path always in our life. For example, my lifetime, the first mistake I actually made, well, it's kind of like a mistake that happened to me, was my marriage. I was married for 15 years to my ex-husband. I was married at 23. I was pregnant and married at 23. Married my ex, Mr. Joseph Trainor, from Newfoundland. I kind of fell in love with him when I was 19, and we went out together for a while, and then I got pregnant, so we decided to get married. So that wasn't a terrible mistake because I really wanted to have a baby, so that's a different story. But he wasn't the best person to be with in my life. He was abusive, mentally abusive. He was an alcoholic. So our life was fraught with a lot of issues for the 15 years. I mean, the first few years weren't too bad. But then as time went by, he became more of an alcoholic. He became more abusive mentally. And I was struggling really bad. And too many things would happen in our life. And it was a truly horrible mistake that we both made to get married. The blessing, of course, was when my son, Stephen. I'm proud and happy to have my boy. To me, that wasn't a mistake. That was a true blessing in disguise because I am a mama of my son who's now almost 36. But that marriage was a true mistake. He ended up leaving me in the end, which was good. As a result, I carried on with my life. And you know what? That was a hard lesson to learn. That was a really hard lesson to learn, 15 years of a lesson to learn. But I met somebody more special in my life who I'm with now. And I've been with my masseuse, my new sweet guy, for 23 years now. Well, it's not new anymore. And that's what came about from that. Because it was a lesson I learned. And during those, I think the last year before he left, I met Masseuse. We were good friends. I worked with him in a sheet metal shop, by the way. And that's where we met one another. He was a welder and I was a sheet metal worker. And we met each other then. And that's what came out of that failed marriage, was my newfound friendship and relationship, eventually, with my masseuse. And that's even better, would you say? So that's why I say to you, mistakes do occur, failures do happen, but things turn around. You learn from these mistakes and these failures, and something wonderful happens. And as a result, I have now had a better relationship with my sweet masseuse. I'm fixing this right now, guys, making sure. Because I know if you're exercising, you could have some problems there, but it's okay. And the second time sorry guys, I'm having some problems here. Interesting day. A few little bumps in the road today, but I'm not worried. Want to know why? Because you got to have a few bumps in the road every day. That's what makes life special as well. So I want to make sure that this doesn't fall apart on me. It's okay. Sorry guys, I'm having some issues today. It's just a few minor glips in my day. Now, the second time that I think I really made a big mistake, I used to work for Orange Julius. It was during my marriage to Joseph. I was working at Orange Julius, and I think all you guys know about Orange Julius, right? I worked there for the first a year. I was just a counter person, working really hard, doing really well in one particular Orange Julius in Vancouver, and I did pretty good. I learned an awful lot. I was taught quite a bit. I had a wonderful person who trained me, and I ended up doing fantastic. I ended up working really well, doing really well. I ended up being assistant manager in this one particular Orange Julius, and then as a result, I was sent to another Orange Julius, became a manager of another one here where I live in New West. I didn't live here in New West at that time, but this is where it was a little mall over here. It's not a mall anymore, but there was an Orange Julius, there was a grocery store, there's a variety of other little retail outlets, and I became a manager of an Orange Julius. I didn't do too bad. I did really well. I worked really hard. I spent a lot of hours looking after it. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't be home till late. It was amazing the hard work I did, but something occurred. You know, at that time, that was back in the 90s, you could take your money, you know, the money that was done for the day, and you, in order to make a deposit into the bank, you would put it in the bag, and the bag was deposited into a box, locked up on the outside of the bank. That's how they used to do it, right? Well, I did that quite often. I did it every night, and I was going along pretty good. The money would go through, we'd have no problems, till one time, I guess, the bank called me and said that money didn't go through. I said, what? And then, of course, the supervisor came to talk to me. I said, I don't understand that. That's weird. So what happened, guys? Somehow, some way, the money went missing. And, of course, I was the one to blame for it, even though I know I did my best to deposit it, but it was a bit of a failure on my part. So they were going to demote me, take me to another store, and I would be a counter person. And you know, at that time, I thought, no, I'm not doing that. That's going to be finished. So I kind of left Orange Julius. I quit and moved on with my life because I didn't want to do that. To me, that was just the wrong thing to do in my life. I realized that even though the mistake was made, I had to move on from the mistake and carry on and move on and do something else in my life. So this is what I did. I moved on from Orange Julius. The second time a mistake occurred in my life was when I worked at a greeting card shop. I only did maybe work for 6 or 7 months, and I was enjoying it. I was going along. I had a supervisor ahead of me, and quite often I would open and close the store on my own. I was doing pretty good. But when the manager was there, something occurred. You know, sometimes when you give you money, at that time, you know, somebody gives you $50 bill or something, and then you give the money back in cash. And you always have to go like this to make sure that the bills are separated. Well, I guess what might happen, maybe it was for me, I don't know. I was cashing out that night, and $20, we were under $20. And I recounted, it was still under $20. So we realized that maybe sometimes when we were giving money back to our customers, maybe a $20 bill or $10 stuck to the money I gave back to a customer, or me, or who knows, and end up going $20 under in the cash out at that night. And you know what happened? She sort of blamed me because it was a mistake, either my part or the person who I used to work with, and I got laid off. So that was kind of a sad thing, but I learned something from that. I learned I didn't want to be a cashier because I was having too many issues as being a cashier, and I really wanted to move on and do something different with my life, a different kind of work. So long story short, tons of years later with a variety of different jobs, a year ago this month, I started on a new path in my life to try to forge something new to work online because I do have some physical issues. And it's been a year. So far, so good. Yes, I've made some mistakes along the way. Yes, I've had a few failures, but I've learned because I also do personal development on a daily basis to learn, to gain new skills in the work I'm doing now. So guys, I wasn't distraught. The few times I did have the mistakes that was made, I wasn't too distraught. I realized it wasn't for me and I had to move on. And I stayed positive and strong, and I had a variety of jobs to help me gain new skills. It was all in my life's journey. So this is what I say to you guys. Do not be discouraged when a mistake has happened or a failure has happened. It's only a lesson to learn, to gain new skills, to move on from that mistake and do better on your life's journey to become more successful. I tell you guys, sure, the few times I've had the blundering mistakes upset me terribly. But then I also understood that this has to happen in my life because eventually I'm going to find something I want to do. And I have been doing it for a year now. I'm online marketing and I love it. So that's why I'm going to say this again so you guys would hear. The road of life is fraught with many cracks and bumps. So don't be discouraged when mistakes or failures happen. They're only lessons we learn to help us become more successful in our true life's journey. I wrote it down to make sure I do it properly. And that to me is true. So don't be discouraged, guys. Don't be discouraged when a failure occurs or a mistake happens. Maybe it was meant to be to learn from that, to learn a new skill, understand the reason why that happened, and to move on from it, staying steady on your life's path. That's what I want to talk about today on my everyday journey on my recumbent bike. So guys, I hope you have a lovely day. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this because I love talking about the subject because it happened to me on my life's path and I'm still carry on and continue on into my beautiful life path, being more successful each day of my life. So guys, like I always like to say, make today a great day in your everyday journey because only you can make it a great day, especially on your true life's path. You can become more successful. Don't be discouraged when we have some failures and mistakes. It's only our life's lessons. My love to you all. See you tomorrow on day 262 of my everyday journey. Bye.